Hey guys, what's up? Kyle here. Another wrestling topic I just want to talk about here. This is another discussion video. Man, I wish Taiwan was here. We could talk about this, because we talked about this before. Could WWE's next poster child come from, when I say poster child, I mean a potential, a workhorse of the WWE, that next guy, face, poster child for the WWE. Could that next guy come from the Shield? I make this statement for a certain reason why, and quite notably, the person who I think kind of has that potential is Dean Ambrose. So I'm just going to explain why I think this and why certain little dots, connecting certain dots, lead me to thinking this, maybe, that this could potentially happen one day. Now, we can also say, okay, the Shield, since all three members have come in, all three members have been built evenly and equally. I mean, the way WWE have built these guys up together, not one person is lacking or falling behind. All three of these guys definitely have potential to be future big main eventers one day. So that's the great thing. I really enjoy about the Shield more than anything, is that not one member of that group is lacking. They all are pretty even. Despite this, I think Dean Ambrose, in my opinion, is a little bit above Roman and Reigns. Just a smidge bit above. Ambrose is a phenomenal wrestler. So is Seth Rollins. Tyler, formerly known as Tyler Black. He's a phenomenal wrestler as well. And even Roman Reigns has impressed me to be a man of his size and stature. I think he's impressed me. But the one thing I think that Ambrose has on them in terms of edge is that Ambrose can talk on the mic. I don't know, maybe with Roman Reigns he could improve some more or something, but as for right now, he's just a silent giant. Rollins, to me, he's improved, but it's not drastic. He still lacks to me in cutting promo wise. I think that's something he's always liked since his days in Ring of Honor, and that's why they stuck him in NXT for like 3 years before bringing him up to the main roster, was because of that. So that's one thing I think Ambrose has a little bit above the other two members of Shield, so that Ambrose can talk on the mic. He's always been a good talker. Second thing, Ambrose is very favorable amongst Triple H. Triple H has been very high on Ambrose since day one when he brought Ambrose into NXT. This is a fact. Of all people, you look at some of the matches that Ambrose has worked with. Ambrose has worked with William Regal. And sure, you can say lots of people worked with William Regal. Hell, Cassius Ohno right now, well, not right now, but was briefly this year, had a little thing with William Regal. But, Ambrose has worked with William Regal on more than one occasion. And I think that you have somebody that works with an in-ring veteran and someone that someone that a lot of people in the back have high regards for in terms of scouting out talent and getting the feel of them and on in-ring work. I think that speaks for something there. Then Dean Ambrose fought CM Punk before on NXT, way back when it was FCW. Punk wasn't the WWE champion at the time, but Punk was already on the rise as the next big star, the next big thing. He was already the second top guy from WWE. So that gave me a little hint there, and there was a good match between he and Punk. And then you look at here, the Shield. Ambrose is United States champion. Now you could easily say, hey, they could have given one of the other three members the single belt, but no, they gave Ambrose the single belt. And now you have Ambrose in the Money in the Bank match, where the other two members are not in it. Now, Ambrose, to me, I don't think he would win. I would like him to win. He's my pick. out of all the contenders for the world title ladder match. But let's just play a scenario here. What if Ambrose did win the Money in the Bank briefcase? You could say, let's say that starts to plant a seed for between jealousy amongst the other members. They turn on Ambrose, Shield to separate ways or whatnot. Ambrose becomes face, and Ambrose cashes in the Money in the Bank contract sometime next year or whatever. And from being a world champion, then you kind of just build him up that way. I think that'd be interesting. You know, and some people say, well, hey, you can't build your next big star if you're going to make him a world heavyweight champion. Here's my theory to that. One thing I've noticed with WWE over the last 3 to 4 years is that they use the world title I like to call a main event temperature check. They use the world title a lot to test the waters with certain superstars to see if they're ready for the main event. Even though the world title is a world championship, anybody who holds that belt is really a sub-main event, playing second fiddle to whoever's the WWE champion, for the most part, depending on who the WWE champion is and who the world champion is. But they really use the world title as a thermometer check to test to see if a superstar is hot or cold and if they're ready to really be elevated to that next big step as a main eventer. They've done it with Jack Swagger. Look how that went out. Jack Swagger failed. Okay. They did it with Alberto Del Rio after he flopped as WWE champion. They did it with Sheamus after he flopped as WWE champion. They did it with Christian, which some notably say that they only gave him the world title because of his thing with being friends with Edge and that whole thing, how that ended. But still, the world title is used as a main event temperature check to see if that superstar is hot or cold and if they're ready for the main event. And I feel they're doing that right now with Dolph Ziggler. Even though Dolph Ziggler briefly just lost the world title, I think they're doing that with Dolph to test the waters with him to see if he's really ready for the big times. Even though I think Ziggler won't get that belt back until SummerSlam, which I'd be fine with. But you get what I mean. So, you know, that's what I think. You know, nowadays in WWE and how they build stars to that main event level, they really don't give them that mid-card title and then just build them up from there. They really give them that world title first, which is kind of backwards and screwed up. But they really give them that world title first, the world championship first, to test to see if they're ready for that main event status and push and whatnot. That's why you see so many young guys that are either not ready or they go before their time. So, what if that was happening with Dean Ambrose? I think Dean Ambrose, I think he has the look that he may, like, physically built. He may not be. He's about the size of Punk. He's like 220 or something like that, or 225. But Dean Ambrose is a clean-cut kind of like guy. He's not tatted up and tattooed up, so that's a plus in being a poster child for WWE. So, I think, and like I said, and then he's got the blessings of Triple H behind him. And Dean Ambrose is a freaking workhorse. If you guys have followed Ambrose's career from Ring of Honor, CZW, you know what I mean when I say Ambrose is a freaking workhorse. And I just think it's just a matter of time. Like, once the Shield break up, I think a lot of people will really get to see Dean Ambrose work like never before. So, this is just a thought. Penny for your thoughts there. Do you think any one of the members of the Shield could be the next poster child? Because I think right now Shield, in my opinion, I think are upper mid card. All three of those guys, I think. And I think Ambrose is getting a little special rub in particular compared to the other two members. I strongly believe that. And, you know, it kind of goes back to how, you know, you look at John Cena and how John Cena was kind of like that mid-card guy and how he was, you know, how they were slowly building him up to the next thing. I'm kind of looking at Dean Ambrose. It looks like they may do that same thing. How they kind of give him that slow little rub and just building him up. It would not surprise me. I'll just say that. We don't know who the next face of the WWE is going to be. But I'm just throwing this out there as just a thought for you guys. Do you guys think the next poster child of WWE of the E could come from the Shield? Do you agree or disagree with my thoughts on it could maybe one day in the next few years being Dean Ambrose? I'm your thoughts in the box below. Subscribe. Peace.